Now at 10, overall U.S. coronavirus infections this year have surpassed the country's entire case total for 2020. We'll have the latest on the nationwide surge. Plus, a local company is embracing the work-from-home model. And a Pittsburgh standoff ends in the arrest of a wanted man.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
The White House is rethinking its COVID-19 strategy amid a surge in the number of children falling ill. President Biden is expected to announce the new plan tomorrow. Anthony Pura reports.
Americans anticipated a return to normal life by now, but the future of the coronavirus is as uncertain as ever.
We have more work to do, and we are still at war with the virus.
3 months ago, President Biden said he hoped the summer would free the country from the virus's grip. But the Delta variant and low vaccine demand slowed that timeline down. The White House says the president will unveil a revised pandemic strategy on Thursday.
Some of that will be related to access to testing. Some will be related to mandates. Some will be related to how we ensure kids are protected in schools.
Pediatric COVID-19 cases are spiking, with over 250,000 reported last week. Children now account for a quarter of all new infections, and many are getting sick enough to require hospitalization. More than 300 are currently hospitalized in Texas alone.
We're seeing more kids in the ICU needing higher levels of monitoring, higher levels of intervention.
Still, the debate over masks in school continues in some areas. On Wednesday, a judge in Florida ruled that schools can require face coverings. Governor Ron DeSantis is appealing an earlier court decision that struck down his ban on mask mandates.
Let the parents make the decision that's best for their kids. If you want the mask, do it. If you don't, that's fine.
The coronavirus has now claimed more than 650,000 lives in the U.S. The CDC expects it will kill as many as 60,000 more over the next month. Anthony Pura, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Thousands of Missouri children have been diagnosed with COVID-19 since the new school year began, and at least one rural school district is closed for cleaning after an outbreak. A map on the state's COVID-19 dashboard breaks down virus cases among people aged 5 to 19 within each school district's geographic boundaries. The map shows nearly 24 districts with at least 41 new cases over the past 14 days. Combined, those districts alone have more than 2,900 illnesses. Locally, Joplin has the most new cases over the past 14 days with more than 25 reported COVID-19 cases. Several area health departments are reporting new COVID-19 related deaths. The Joplin Health Department reports 1 death, bringing the city's total deaths to 165. The Jasper County Health Department reports 5 more deaths, bringing the county's total to 207. And in Crawford County, 2 more people have died, bringing that county's total to 104. The U.S. job market is full of opportunities to work, but many companies are having trouble finding people to fill vacancies. A record 10.9 million jobs were available in July, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Among the fields with the most openings, healthcare, social assistance, finance, and the service industry. Despite the large number of jobs available, there were only 6.7 million hires in July. Although companies are looking for workers, many potential employees are staying away. Analysts say concerns about the COVID-19 pandemic and child care availability are among the factors why some people are not applying for jobs. A local employer is embracing the work-from-home model. This as many companies postpone bringing employees back to the office because of the Delta variant. Alorica in Joplin is in the process of hiring 600 employees who will work from home full-time. Teleperformance is also hiring work-from-home employees. A Carl Junction woman says being able to work from home will be a blessing.
Being able to work from home, especially like right now, my son just got quarantined. If you work a regular job, that's not something that you can do. And then being able to be home where I can kind of control my environment for my disability is really beneficial.
According to the latest data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, 13% of employed people teleworked or worked from home in the last 4 weeks because of the pandemic. Brings us to today's KOAM News Now Instant Poll question. If it were an option, would you prefer to work from home or from the workplace? You can participate in the poll at koamnewsnow.com/vote or through the KOAM News Now mobile app. Results are updated live, and we're going to check in on the final numbers here in just a bit. Beautiful evening to follow a beautiful day. Chris Warner.
Yeah, we have a gorgeous evening outside. Clear skies, cooling temperatures. Almost feels a lot more like fall than what it really is because it's still not technically fall yet. We did make it up to 87 today. 59 is where we started the day, not too far off from our normals and thankfully pretty far off from our records. Skywatch storm trackers showing us absolutely nothing across the area. You got to zoom out pretty far and take a look across the lower 48. Not much going on. The cold front that brought us our showers and storms yesterday off to our east, bringing showers and storms to the northeast. Thankfully, that's not something we're going to have to deal with. However, there's high pressure in control right now, and as it moves through, that's going to change our temperatures. We're going to start the day at 59, 72 by 10, 80 by noon, 84 by 4, with the majority of us heading into the lower 80s by tomorrow afternoon, but it's going to get a little bit warmer than that. We'll break down the full forecast here in just a few minutes.
Catch you then. Authorities capture a Pittsburgh man after a standoff. Police say late last month, William Patton, who was on house arrest, removed his ankle monitor. After following up on several tips, Pittsburgh police tracked down Patton at a Pittsburgh home on East 9th. After an hours-long standoff that involved multiple police agencies, including the KBI, law officers arrested Patton. Patton now faces additional charges of felony interference with law enforcement and unlawfully tampering with an electronic monitoring device. That's in addition to numerous previous charges that include aggravated kidnapping and aggravated assault. Authorities drop marijuana possession charges once filed against the former Fort Scott Economic Development Director. A lawsuit filed by the former director, Rachel Pruitt, has also been dismissed. That suit alleged discrimination against Pruitt from city commissioners. A group of scientists is advising the world to leave most of the fossil fuels currently in the ground where they are. The researchers say the move will help with climate change. In it, scientists suggest nearly 60% of the planet's remaining oil and natural gas should stay in the ground until at least 2050. They say the same for 90% of the globe's coal reserves. The researchers believe if we drastically cut fossil fuel production, it could limit global warming enough to avoid climate change's worst consequences. Those consequences include extreme weather, irreversible ecosystem shifts, loss of life, and economic hardship. Still ahead, honoring a Missouri police officer who lost his life to COVID-19. And an Overland Park, Kansas neighborhood receives hate mail in response to what they say was their attempt to show love. A beloved Kansas City police officer who lost his battle with COVID-19 is laid to rest. Overland Park police officer Freddie Castro died August 31st after battling the virus since July. The 23-year-old officer had been on a ventilator for 35 days before he died and had not received the vaccine. Castro will be remembered during a private service for family. The public lined the funeral procession route honoring him. Castro had been with the department since he was 19 years old. When he joined as a motor assist officer, he became a sworn officer at age 21. Some homeowners in Overland Park, Kansas say they're trying to spread love to minorities in their community, but they're getting hate in return. Brian Johnson reports.
Black Lives Matter and Rainbow Pride flags dot the neighborhood near Oak Park Carpenter Elementary School. But one neighbor apparently doesn't like the signs. They recently sent notes in all caps voicing disapproval. There's no return address, no name, only condemnation.
We're trying to promote inclusivity and just general love. And the letters were very much the opposite of that.
I think they're scared. I think they want to hide because I think that's great because it shows that they're in the minority now.
And it's bringing us together. We're talking to neighbors that we would have never talked to.
Some neighbors say they got similar hate mail last year.
If we're just getting hate for having the sign, they definitely have a hard time. So I think it's important to show support.
It makes me want to show what we stand for even more.
Neighbors say they'll buy even bigger signs in solidarity.
I want it to stop. I want this person to know they can't get away with hate in this neighborhood.
They say love wins, and even the person writing the letters needs love.
With love. You do it with love. Do better. We should be doing better as a community. Like, why are you hating?
Neighbors have filed a report with Overland Park Police as a precaution. Later, the Missouri Southern Lions look to capture their first win of the season in their first home game since 2019. A preview of their matchup with NSU coming up in sports.
But first, we've got some decent temperatures tonight, but warming conditions are on the way. We'll break down the full forecast next. It's an absolutely gorgeous day today after we had to deal with warm weather and even a few showers and some severe thunderstorms last night. Cold front moved through, paved the way for what you see here in the Indigo Sky Casino and Resort time lapse just outside Seneca, Missouri. It paved the way for an absolutely gorgeous day. And you can see the temperature change too from that time that cold front made it through and before. We made it all the way up 93 yesterday and then cooled down. Started today at 60 before making it up only to the mid 80s for most of us. So much better. In fact, you can see the temperature difference here. It's 10:16. Most of us are sitting anywhere from 10 to 20 degrees cooler now than we were 24 hours ago. That's why they call it a cold front, though. 7th range line looking absolutely gorgeous, and the temperatures are looking absolutely gorgeous as well. Down to 64 right now, and of course it feels like 64. Dew point's 53, humidity is sitting at 67%, and that's kind of the temperature range across the area. We've got some lower 60s up by Stockton, Nevada. We've got some mid 60s in southeast Kansas, parts of northeast Oklahoma, and this map shows you some of the temperatures. You can see where the cold front has passed through and moved on to the east, but I wanted to show it to you as well because there's a high pressure system out to our west, and you can see the flow around it. That's why right now we've got that northeasterly breeze, but as it moves through overnight tonight and into tomorrow, that wind is going to shift. So let's go ahead and talk about tomorrow. We're going to start the day about 59, 72 by 10, warming up quickly, 80 by noon, 84 by 4 o'clock, but as you can see, pretty clear skies, and most of us are going to be in the lower to mid 80s across the area. Skywatch Storm Tracker not showing us anything going on. In fact, if you zoom out, most of the lower 48, pretty dry, pretty clear as well. It's off to the northeast where that cold front that we saw has moved on and is bringing some severe thunderstorms up in the New England states. But right now, down here, we're doing pretty good. So let's take a look at what we are looking at. So we're going to still be beautiful through tomorrow, a little bit warmer tomorrow than it was today. And then temperatures and, unfortunately, the humidity will begin to rise as we get into Friday. And then next week, we're watching some thunderstorm chances, maybe as early as Tuesday. But behind that will be another temperature change. So here on this map, you see the swirl. So the high pressure system moves on and then the winds start to shift direction. So tomorrow at 10 a.m., 75 for Joplin, and it's not going to take much with that southwesterly breeze ushering in some warmer weather. We're going to heat up into the mid to even upper 80s for most of us, but we're going to still stay clear. You see the system is working. There's some rain, there's some clouds far away, but nothing down in our area. And that's going to be the trend as the, again, southwesterly breeze just keeps the temperatures going. We're going to warm up again close to the 90s for most of us by Friday. And take a look at the 7-day forecast. You can see temperatures continue to go up as we head into the weekend. 94 Saturday, 95 on Sunday, 94 again on Monday, and then again, if the models hold, we have a cold front coming through Monday into Tuesday, and that's going to drop temperatures, but it's also going to increase our thunderstorm chances, but it's going to give us some fall-like weather once again. But like yesterday, we just got to get through some rain to get to it.
You know, a little bit of rain wouldn't be too bad anyway, I suppose. And the cooler temperatures definitely will.
Absolutely.
Thanks. Crowder College in Neosho, Missouri is hosting several activities in the early weeks of the school year as part of their Party in the Quad events. This was Dance and Barbecue Night. Featured some good eats, music, and of course plenty of dancing.
I'm not going to cut a rug tonight. I know we've got students who've been waiting for this particular event because they love to line dance. Some of them were line dancing during karaoke. Our women's basketball team came out in force and they were doing karaoke and line dancing, so we expect this group to have a good time tonight.
The next Party in the Quad event will be an arts and music night. That's next Tuesday from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. Tyson Foods is providing some financial support to a McDonald County program focused on creating the region's next batch of workers. Tyson today donated $10,000 to the McDonald County Jag Program. Jag stands for Jobs for America's Graduates. The program helps students recognize their potential and equip them with the tools to land a job once they graduate.
The most out of the program that I have gotten is the information that I'm given and the resources that I'm also given to help me out with my future after high school, like college-wise.
The JAG program was founded in 1979. It's a nationwide program. It serves 76,000 students in more than 1,400 locations in 39 states. The Spring River Mental Health and Wellness Center in Riverton, Kansas is celebrating 40 years of service. Spring River is a nonprofit mental health center that specializes in substance abuse and mental health services. The company started with 9 employees and today has more than 60 employees serving nearly 1,300 Cherokee County residents.
Really, I just want to express my gratitude again to the employees that help us reach our goals and to serve the people here in Cherokee County. I want to express my appreciation to the clients that we serve.
Today's anniversary celebration was scaled down due to the pandemic, but they hope to host a larger event in the future. Coming up in sports, the Missouri Southern Lions prepare for their first home football game in nearly 2 years. Plus, the Kansas City Chiefs are just 4 days away from their season opener. We're going to hear from the team on their high expectations next.
The Missouri Southern Lions play their home opener this weekend. The Lions host Northeastern State on Saturday afternoon, trying to pick up their first win of the season. The Lions are 0-1 heading into Week 2. Last Thursday, Southern fell in their season opener on the road 38-0 to Nebraska Kearney. This Saturday's game will be their first home game since November 9th, 2019. They're excited to be at home, but with it comes a little added pressure.
There's that added sense of pressure when all of a sudden some of your peers are sitting in the stands. Mom and dad come down to watch a game, girlfriend, your co-worker, just everybody that you see on a daily basis is now saying, hey, we'll be at the game, we'll be at the game. But the thing that we've been trying to preach and for these guys to understand is they just have to go about their business the same way. Don't get too high, don't get too low. Again, it's another game, it's another opportunity to go out and showcase our talents.
Saturday's game will kick off at 2 p.m. in Joplin. The Kansas City Chiefs are just 4 days away from their season opener. Chiefs host the Browns on Sunday in the first game on their schedule. Now this one, actually the second meeting between the two teams in 2021. Back in January, the Chiefs ended the Browns season beating Cleveland 22-17 in the divisional round of the AFC playoffs. Kansas City, of course, ended up falling to the Buccaneers in the Super Bowl, although it was their second straight appearance in the Super Bowl. Getting there, not really the goal for this Kansas City group.
I said it last year was a failure. It's a failure every year you don't have it. I've had, 8 years where I've failed and 1 year where I've actually, accomplished all the goals and had a successful season. That's just how I look at it, man. I'm stuck in that mode, really. I mean, it's just either you find a way to win the Lombardi or you gotta figure something out next year.
The Kansas City head coach Andy Reid has faced Cleveland 8 times as head coach in the NFL. He's 8-0 in those games, going 4-0 with the Eagles and 4-0 in Kansas City. Well, both the Kansas City Royals and St. Louis Cardinals are on the field tonight. The Royals are on the road this evening for Game 3 of their series against the Orioles. Now, the two teams have split the first 2 games of the series. The Royals up 4 in the 7th. Salvador Perez, his 42nd homer of the year. Kansas City up 5, and it looks good until the 8th. It was a grease fire, man. Kelvin Gutierrez, RBI single here, scores 2. Game all tied up at 5 now. Next batter, Cedric Mullins. Pops it up to right. Hunter Dozier there. Doesn't even matter. 2 more score. Baltimore has its first lead, but that wasn't even the end of it. The Orioles, how do you do this, man? They scored 9 runs in the 8th. Kansas City gives it away tonight, 9-8, the final. As for the Cardinals, they're in the middle of a big series against one of the best teams in the league. Game 3 this evening against the Dodgers. The Cards gave up 2 in the ninth, but they still hold on to win this one 5-4. That's a look at sports. We're back with more news after this.
Take time now to honor a local veteran. Petty Officer Second Class Jess Davis served in the U.S. Navy. His hometown, Yucca, Oklahoma, and we are proud to salute Petty Officer Second Class Jess Davis. He's tonight's 4-state hero. You know, you can learn about lots of other heroes from all across this area. You can look them up by name or hometown. You can also submit a hero of your own anytime. We're always looking for more. You just go to our website. That's KOAMnewsnow.com. Let's check in on today's KOAM News Now Instapoll question. If it were an option, would you prefer to work from home or the workplace? 57% say home, please. 43% say no, I'd like going into work. This poll is now closed. Thank you for participating. Beautiful weather out there today and more beautiful weather ahead of us.
Yeah, we've got at least one more day of pretty decent temperatures. You can see tomorrow, southwesterly flow starts to build in though, so a little bit warmer tomorrow than what it has been. Taking a look at the 7-day, gets a lot bit warmer by the time we head into the weekend. 94 on Saturday, 95 Sunday. Then we might see a cool down, some fall-like temperatures next week if we can get some storms in here on Tuesday.
Won't that be nice? Final sports note.
Kansas City Chiefs are 5.5-point favorites against the Browns in the season opener on Sunday.
Can hardly wait.
Yeah, I know. It feels like we've been waiting forever. It'd be nice to see Arrowhead Stadium all packed up.
Will indeed. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget our morning show, and let's make it a great tomorrow.